did you make of today's game?
Rather hot and a lot of running, but great fun. Great to be playing again with all the boys. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
And I think probably the whites might have just edged it today, or was it the colours that snuck it at the end?
I think the colours didn't quite have it because they missed a few chances right in front of goal, yourself included, Rich, I believe.
Let's get on to the men concerned. Firstly, Andy van Baars, memories, thoughts of him?
Memories from Andy, probably numerous occasions running the lengths of the pitch, dancing around people, and then fluffing it in front of goal.
John Bignell, the director of football.
John Bignell, always there, calming influence on the sidelines. Always seemed to pick out the weaknesses of the opposition that we didn't spot, and his half-time advice was always very useful.
And the gaffer himself, D. Bignell?
D. Bignell, well, a few things come to mind with Darren. I think he's probably the only man that's ever gone a whole season without heading a ball.
Let's get a quick bit of reaction here from the manager.
Yeah, that is outrageously true.
Presumably in order to keep his well-coiffed hair in place. And I think the other thing that always sticks in my memory is his lethal in-swinging corners. The number of times I remember the centre-halves trundling up the field, only to be dismayed when the ball went flying over either straight into the keeper's arms or straight over the crossbar. But by the third or fourth time, he'd usually find his range. He'd either test the keeper, or a few occasions just went flying in that far top corner. So definitely very memorable. I don't think there's anyone else that's scored more goals directly from a corner than D. Bignell.
And given that his rivals are probably Boody's dad and no one else, is he one of the greatest all-time Trinity managers?
It's a tough one. I wouldn't want to stick my neck up, but I think probably maybe just edges it. Yeah.
Russ Green, organiser, co-organiser with Jimbo Olsen for today's event. How do you think it went?
Really well. Delighted with the turnout. You know, both captains applied themselves with the usual kind of vigour. Little disappointed neither of them got on the score sheet, but it's been some years since either of them played too far up the field to get in those kind of positions. But good day all round. Good day.
And a good reaction from both of them?
Yeah, amazingly complete surprise. I expected them to maybe cotton on a little bit, but by the looks on their faces, not one bit. We completely had them. So delighted everyone managed to keep them shut and we got away with it.
Good to see everyone today. Obviously come up here for Andy and Darren, and just to make sure that Andy's side won today, I missed a host of chances and deliberately hit my mate on the line as well. So yeah, good performance by me, I think.
So tell us about that one that got skied way over the hedge in the second half there. A great chance.
It was a great chance. I heard Steve Smith absolutely thundering down behind me. I thought that his hamstring was going to snap, to be perfectly honest, as he was running, because he is known for his injuries. But he actually kept up with me. The pressure just told, and I decided to hit the bloke playing basketball on the court behind the pitch.
Not quite back in a Trinity shirt, but sort of back in the mayhem of Trinity.
Yes, rather enjoyable today. I had to come out for the old boys, put a lot into the club. I thought this is the least I could do is return the favour.
Was the standard everything you remember?
Yeah, Andy still thinks he's got the skills of George Best rather than Frank Spencer, but and Darren's still got the best left foot in the business, so it's always good to see.
Memories of playing in a Trinity shirt? Any good ones? Any bad ones?
Always good, mate. Never bad. Although no, one bad memory: fracturing my kneecap whilst playing in goal. Bad decision by the manager to put me in, but I'm not going to name names who put me in. Hey, Darren.
All in all, a good management trio.
Tremendous. Couldn't ask for a better lot. Good group of lads. Glad to be back. Long may it continue for another 20 years.
We'll finally get to have a word with Steve Walters, the man that Darren Bignell a long time took over at Holy Trinity FC.
Right,
Steve, what are your thoughts of the young Darren Bignell, the young Buck manager?
Well, he was always a very keen player, and also obviously a big asset because he was left-footed, which was just a key to his success, I think, over the years. But he was always a bit more of a left midfielder in the early days, with a bit more pace, and then obviously went back a little bit more to the left back. But always keen, always a team player, always encouraging people, and a fantastic manager afterwards that I got to play for a number of times.
Legend. One word, legend. That's all you need.
A few balls down the left today, rolled back the ears.
Yeah, I was trying to cross from my centre-back partner. Unfortunately, just missed it a couple of times, but rolled him back the ears.
Any good memories of playing with Darren, playing under Darren?
I'm not sure about playing under Darren. Definitely wouldn't be good memories. Do you know what? I don't have that many. It's just a pleasure to be with. Just a pleasure to be around. Couldn't want to meet a nicer bloke. Couldn't want to meet a nicer bloke at all.
It was his left foot rather than his ability to just do some good admin got him the job as manager.
Well, I think the admin always helped. There's no question about that. And the other thing he did is his corners are obviously quite extraordinary. I mean, I've never seen anyone nearly score from so many corners in all my life. I do think the occasional one went in, and probably actually I headed them, but he'll claim they went straight in. But I think the corners, the readiness to be on left wing, and obviously the readiness to collect those subs in every week and fill in all the forms that no one else would do. Coupled obviously with his dad, who I think really was the powerhouse behind the admin, and his brother, who was a rock at the back for him. So in many ways he was a package, and I think the other two helped him get selected as a manager.
OK, Richard, must have been quite difficult for you over the years playing for your brother and your father's management team. How did you respond to that?
I think sort of mindless acts of violence against sort of opposition players, sort of general sort of swearing at the ref, and but they stood by me through all of that, and I obviously repaid them by sort of continual mindless acts of violence and petulance on the pitch. But I like to think that eventually I came out of this a better person.
My favourite memory was scoring 4 goals against some side from over in the Watford direction, down the Rye.
Highlights.
Do you think your game improved under Darren as a manager?
No.
Stuart, Garratt, you've played for many years under Darren and Andy. How do you think your gut has developed over the years?
Well, I mean, they've helped dramatically in my career of improving my gut. It's increased in diameter, size, strength. I would say that raw pace has decreased hugely over the time, and my lung capacity is now the size of a small newt.
Saw your good friend Pidgeon earlier, and I asked him, did Darren and Andy as a management duo and John Bignell as the director of football improve your game as a player, or maybe make you slightly worse?
I think possibly slightly worse. Probably improved my moral compass, but not so much my football. Yeah, I'd say.
So you think you're a better and more wholesome person due to playing football with them?
Yeah, let's go with that. That's good, yeah.
Robert Priest, one of many goalkeepers, stood on the Trinity shirt under Darren Bignell. I seem to recall your first game swore.
Yes, it had been explained to me that there was no swearing in the Church League, and within, I don't know, the first 5 minutes I had a goal kick from my hands, my own unique style, kicked the ball into touch and screamed out Trinity, which warranted a word from the referee and a warning, but no card. In fact, I'm not sure I ever got booked.
Highs and lows?
Highs and lows. Well, of Andy and Darren, I would say Darren not heading the ball for maybe 3 or 4 years, which was just good to see. Andy weaving runs. He just invents cul-de-sacs on the pitch, which is just a delight to see. Personally, being punched as a early, I'd say 16, being punched and seeing Neil mid-air through the air, defending my honour, scoring a hat-trick of back headers. There's been highs and lows,
Well, they're 3 top people that you always want to play football for. They've always got a lot to say to you, a lot of advice to give, and yeah, it's great to play for them. Good guys.
Good memories, bad memories, with some highlights or some lowlights?
Probably all 3, or all 4. Memories, scoring my first goal, coming on a sub, I think it was only 2 seasons ago, came on a sub just to fill in really. I think we were 2-1 down with 10 minutes to go, managed to come on, score the equaliser, and then defending a corner decided to handball it on the line, give away a penalty, 3-2 loss. Luckily didn't get a red card, just a yellow, but yeah, that's probably my most fond memory of playing for HT.
You've been known to have a little bit of skill in your time on occasion. Talk to us about Andy's skill.
Oh, thanks, mate. Well, Andy, yeah, I've always said to Darren, he's kind of unpositionable because he's got a lot of skill, but at the same time, is he a winger? Is he a centre forward? I think fullback suits him nicely.
None of the above?
All of the above. All of the above.
He's been a sort of a shaky front man, a wily midfielder, and now a slow right back. Thoughts and memories of him?
Well, to be honest, in the very early days, he was undoubtedly one of the most skillful players we had, which probably shows you how far the team has come over the years. But he was always a wonder winger for me. I mean, he could maraud down the wing, a lot of pace, good skills. Maybe in the early days overcomplicated the game a little bit, like to have the extra touch all the time. But he scored some wonderful goals, and I believe even as he's at the back, he scored the odd goal. But Andy was always one of those sort of flair players. Maybe wilt a bit in the heat, you know, couldn't always keep going when it got a bit hot. Always hanging his head a little bit and wandering back when he's tripped over his own feet. But apart from that, a great goal scorer, and he gave everything for the team for many, many, many years.
And your thoughts about the director of football? He's just over your left shoulder as we speak, John Bignell.
John Bignell, a football legend, definitely. A fellow wanderer. We've got a lot of things in common. I like to tuck in from the right for him.
Well, when you're still drunk, you think you can act sober. So for about 2 of the years, I did actually think that I was pulling it off to a certain extent, and then it became obvious I couldn't actually control the ball when I was hungover. So they had a couple of stern words with me.
Talk to us about Darren's left peg, and maybe his right as well at the end.
Left peg, those corners are beautiful, the way he swings them in under the crossbar. And what was the other peg?
There's something that's sort of next to it, isn't there? Sort of like a big sort of bit of wood that kind of just sort of holds him up.
Never seen it, sorry, don't know.
But the left peg was good today, wasn't it?
Oh, of course, yeah. Classic couple of crosses, old Darren Bignell rolling back the years.
I really think at his age now they may be slowing it down a little bit, and there are a lot of distractions off the pitch for him now, I think, and that's a big problem. And I think this is really affecting his game. So I think if he's going to keep going, he needs to focus again. But otherwise, maybe it's time to just sit back and enjoy married life, Darren.
They used to bully us. They might be part of the church scene now, but back in school days, they used to beat us pretty harsh.
They used to bully us on the bus, yeah. I'm glad Robert's brought that up, because both of us are still scarred by that, definitely.
Did you ever think they would be in charge of a football team and make you play average football every Saturday?
Yeah, there was always that potential with those guys. They really sort of raised the bar when it came to playing average football, and it's paid off. Here we are celebrating their success or failure for the last few years.
You sum up the legacy of the management trio.
Yeah, end of the day, yeah, they took it from Division 3 to Division 1. I understand you maybe got relegated this year, but it's a legacy.
They've stayed up by default.
They've stayed up by default. That's perfect. 2 promotions.
Can I sum up the legacy? No.
Relegation.
Relegation. That's a summary. Yeah. This year was a blip, and it's not a good year for them to go out on. But I think over the years they've shown their knowledge and the depth of and the love of the game.
There you go, guys. Thanks very much.
Boys,
turn it around, Dad.
Turn it around.
Arm round each other as well, just like on the picture. There we go. Little gift for you as well. Hopefully this will come in good use. Yeah, be careful with them, they're a bit fragile.